the grand finale, setting off and saying goodbye to my little cave. Whew, let's do this. It's crazy I'm gonna say this, but here we are. This is day 10 and it is my final day. Unbelievable. I am so happy right now. Got a long day ahead, gonna be walking 20 kilometers, probably 25 if I decide to walk to the airport. But yeah, that's it. Here we go. Here we go, go. Nothing makes you appreciate company more than having spent basically 10 days alone. Today I met a group of 3 people who were also walking the Camí de Cavalls, and I walked with them for a good majority of the day. We stopped and had a little shandy, and oh, it was just absolutely amazing. Such lovely, lovely, lovely people. Friends!
well done on finishing the Camí de Cavalls.
Oh, thank you.
Port. Yeah, past the elevator. So you come down the elevator, going on the port side. Turn.
And I really enjoyed the day because I've absolutely made my trip, I must say. I've had a great day. As is day 10, I'm taking a little break just to reflect over these past 10 days. Absolutely amazing days. And you know, I've been thinking about long distance hiking, and I absolutely love to read about long distance hikes and speak to people who have done them as well. And I like to find out why they're doing it, because most of the time it's not because they just like walking. There's always another reason for why someone would set off on something so mental as to hike for days and days and days, or months even. You know, and it can often be personal reasons. You know, sometimes it can be mental health reasons, you know, physical reasons. Maybe they want to lose weight, they want to get strong, they want to learn something about themselves, they want to find themselves. Maybe they have, you know, they're just at a point in life where they feel a bit stuck. So there's plenty of reasons, which brings me on to my reason for hiking this trip. For me, I do love walking. That is a big reason. I have dreamt about being back out on trails like this. It's been in my meditations, you know, it's been in my dreams. I've been thinking about it non-stop. It's been my goal really to get back to doing this sort of thing, because it's, you know, it's what makes me happy. I'm so passionate about it. It's hard to even explain, because yes, it bloody well hurts. You know, there's been blood, sweat and tears on this trip, no joke. My feet are about to drop off, but it's hard to even put into words how free it feels. So you just pack up a rucksack and just go away on your own and hike a trail for days. You know, all you have to do is get up, pack your bag and you're gone. You know, it really brings you to the present moment, and it is like a form of meditation itself, I believe. And also, I hope to maybe give a little bit of hope that if you're sitting there, you know, feeling really unwell right now, if you're struggling with chronic illness, for example, that things can get better, and they do get better, you know. And I don't mean that in a way to make you feel bad if you're still struggling. I guess my intention is just to give a little bit of hope that, you know, things can improve and you can get back to doing your passions, and you shouldn't stop dreaming. You know, you shouldn't stop thinking about the things you really, really want to do, and you shouldn't have to accept bad health. Like for me, when I was 28, you know, I went from climbing Kilimanjaro to, in a space of less than a year, to being so unwell that I struggled just going upstairs. It was a really, really dark time. I've never felt so unwell my whole life, and eventually I was diagnosed with Hashimoto's thyroiditis, which is an autoimmune thyroid condition. And at the time I spoke to some other people who had the same thing, and they said I would feel sluggish all the time, and that, you know, I might not get my healthy, active lifestyle back, which was very, very damaging for me to hear at the start. Oh, there's a little doggy over there. And also at the same time, I was diagnosed with Ross River virus, which is an extremely debilitating mosquito virus. And I had read horror stories of people being wheelchair bound from Ross River, and also suffering for 10, 20, some people 30 plus years. You know, so this was really, really difficult, both these things, for me to have to hear at that age. And yeah, over time my health just continued to get worse and worse and worse, and eventually, by the sixth doctor I saw out in Australia, she just gave me a worksheet on chronic fatigue syndrome and printed off a chronic fatigue book cover and said, read this book. And she put it in my my clinical notes, CFS, but because she didn't say it out loud, I just sort of was like, whatever. And I went home and I did a little bit of research, and it hit me that I was a textbook example. You know, the typical symptoms like crashing, post-exertional malaise, flu-like symptoms, and just general fatigue. And you know, when I read online that statistic that only 5% of people make a full recovery from it, you know, that sent me into the darkest place I can ever imagine. And I would say things like, if this is me for life, I don't want to be alive. And like, I don't mean to get so bleak, but I'm just trying to paint a picture of how bad things were for me. You know, I just couldn't imagine a life like that. And people would say to me, you know, maybe you should just accept your limitations and get a new hobby. Like, when your whole life has been devoted to the outdoors and hiking, cycling, climbing, all that, you know, that just wasn't going to happen for me. And you know, I tried, don't get me wrong, I did try. I tried to be happy with the limitations, and you know, I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. And I have so much respect for people who can accept where they're at and find happiness. I have so much respect for them, but I just personally could not do it. I'm not going to go into the full story, because let me, it's a long story. Like, we're talking over the span of 2.5 years probably. So it's a long story, but yeah. Where was I going with that? Yeah, basically I put in a lot of hard work, and physically and mentally brought myself out of it. And I made a goal of doing a long distance hike, and I have to say, I really did doubt my capabilities. On this trip I've struggled with the physical task, I've struggled with the mental task of worrying about crashing again. I've struggled, there's been so many struggles, but it's honestly been one of the best trips of my life. I think I've learned so much about myself, and in a way I think I've sort of shed a skin of everything I've been through this past while. And I've actually, this is very cheesy, but I've actually written on a piece of paper a load of points of things that I really want to leave behind, things that I've struggled with, you know, like the symptoms of how I was feeling, the doubts, and yeah, a lot of things that I've struggled with this past while, written it on a piece of paper. And when I get to the finish line, I'm going to rip it in shreds, and I'm going to throw it in the nearest bin, and I'm going to leave it behind. And I'm going to go and start a new chapter of my life. So I guess that's it. I have had the most amazing time out here. Absolutely loved it. I have faced all different terrains, from deserts to jungles. I've encountered different weathers, from rain to gale force winds to sun scorching deserts, and I can't say any more good words about it. I highly recommend, if you hear about this trail and you want to do it, I highly recommend it. So that's it. I guess I can say, even though I'm not nearly quite finished, but I'm nearly there. When I finish, I will be crossing over 200 kilometers, and I will say day 10 done. Camí de Cavalls done. Woohoo! Really emotional right now. Oh my goodness. I've done it. That is the spot where I started 10 days ago, 200 kilometers ago. I'm so proud of myself. I'm so proud of myself. I'm so happy. Like 200 kilometers on the Camí de Cavalls wasn't enough. Why do I make these decisions? Here's me walking to the airport along a big road. Why? Because I can.